Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes looking to make history, becoming the first NFL quarterback to win 3 straight Super Bowls and doing it with the first sitting president in the House. As Mahomes seeks to cement his legacy as one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the league. Joining us is the man partly responsible for his development as a young quarterback, Patrick Mahomes' high school coach, Adam Cook. Coach Cook, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Nick, thanks for having me on.
I have to believe everybody's been pulling at you over this week. You're like, do I have to do another interview? The answer is yes. Patrick was the son of a former Major League pitcher, Pat Mahomes. What were your first impressions of a young Patrick as an athlete?
When first seeing Patrick play as a young athlete, both playing football, basketball, baseball, it was very evident that he had a lot of God-given ability as an athlete. Pretty much could have played anything that he wanted to. I think when he first got into high school, his favorite sport was actually basketball. His dad, I believe, had an opportunity to go play basketball at the University of Arkansas, decided to go baseball. But it was very easy to see early on that Patrick had a lot of God-given ability and talent.
Yeah, Coach Cook, what do you do in a situation like that? When you've got a young athlete, you've run across this before. How do you steer them or how do you coach them into the sport you believe they would benefit the most from?
Yeah, I think you don't coach them any different than you do, your regular kids, honestly. Coaching Patrick was pretty easy. As a coach, I was very confident, Nick, whenever I was coaching and had Patrick leading us out onto the field. But again, you just treat them the same, just like you do everybody else. I remember Patrick's senior year, he showed up to one of the practices during 2 days late, and he had to run just like everybody else did. He was never late again. He felt absolutely terrible that he was late. But yeah, you treat him the same, but at the same time, as far as an offense, running an offense with someone like Patrick, you give him a lot more flexibility. A lot more room to do things. You see how he plays outside of the play, kind of runs around. He's totally changed the way that the quarterback position's played. That was one thing that I felt like we did was we just let Patrick play and didn't really want to try to put him inside of a box.
And that's one of the things I wanted to ask you, Coach Cook, when I knew that you'd be on the show today. When you see him play now, is he applying the fundamentals that you taught him, or has the student become the teacher?
Nick,
Coach Cook, I'm going to cut you off for just 1 second there. We have a live shot right now of Mr. Trump getting on the plane headed to New Orleans. Guys, are we taking that picture? I heard someone in my ear there. We want to let everyone know that right now Mr. Trump is headed to New Orleans. Coach Cook, we know that Mr. Trump will be there watching Patrick play this afternoon. I was asking you before we got a blurb that Mr. Trump was headed to New Orleans. Do you still keep in contact with him? And is he applying the fundamentals that you taught him?
Yeah, so I still send Patrick a text. I send a group of guys one every single day. I've been doing that for a number of years. I've got a scripture that I send. Started off with my quarterbacks and the coaches in our staff, and then it's kind of grown over time. But I still send that. And then I'd say this, Nick, it's very humbling to have had the opportunity to coach Patrick. I don't know that how much influence I had on him. He's been very blessed to have some great coaches, in Cliff Kingsbury, one of the greatest offensive minds, back guru that worked with him, and then Andy Reid. Another one. And, there were a few things that we did with Patrick, with his arm slot, some of those things, but he's developed so much now, as a quarterback. He played every sport that there was. There never was an off season with him, Nick, whenever he was a young kid, because he'd just go from one sport to the next. If you asked him what his favorite sport was, it would have been whatever sport was in season. And so now that he's able to just focus on football, it is amazing what he's been able to do. The way that they've won this last year is so much different than how they won in the past. And you can tell that his knowledge of the game, reading defenses, able to make checks, and just do really whatever it takes to win is pretty amazing to watch.
And Coach Cook, last question I have for you there. Is there any way he should play differently with the commander-in-chief in attendance for this game? What are the keys for Patrick?
Yeah, I don't know that he has to play any different than what he does. Just take what the defense gives you. That's pretty much it. And, more than go down there on the last drive and get the win. Usually that's how these things end up. Patrick ends up being the last one with the ball, and he's just got to do what he's always done and lead his team down to victory.
Coach Cook, I've asked everybody else, Eagles or Chiefs. I already know which way you're leaning, but can you give me a point spread?
I think the Chiefs are going to win by 10. I do. I think it's going to be a 10-point win. And, I don't know exactly what that magic score is, but Nick, I'll say 10 points.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.